Greetings, fellow Watford fans. Omar Moore here, and I just have a quick word to say about the board. I think this actually is a message to the board at Watford Football Club. Um, Gino and Scott, I don't think any of us can say thank you any more than we possibly could for all of the great things you have been doing at Watford Football Club, for the club, and for the team. I do think that Gino, what he's done since he's come here is just immeasurable. And I am so grateful to him. And my appreciation is abiding. What I am as a Watford fan deeply concerned about is what the board is doing regarding the investment in areas of the pitch and specifically the lack of investment in the way of defense. This has been an issue that has been around now for the better part of 6 months, but there are other things that have gone on that I think some other Watford fans have pointed out that have gone on long past this point. But I just want to stick specifically to the defense that we have. And I don't know why you, dear board members, may have thought that coming back into the Premier League with the defense that we had from the Championship was going to get us by. Because I think it's very clear and fair to say, more than fair to say, that not only has the defending not got us by, but we have not yet, and this is being recorded before the game against Burnley, we have not yet recorded a clean sheet in the Premier League this season, and it's not good enough. And January is around the corner, and the fact that we have gone through 16 Premier League games before we get to the Burnley game and have not yet kept a clean sheet is absolutely indicative of the profound failure of the board to spend money or to invest in defense. I get it. The club has, I'm sure, some issues with money. I think that's very clear and well documented. But my issue is the priorities that the board seem to have on the pitch do not have anything to do with defending, when it is very clear to every Watford fan who is alive in the world that our defense is shambolic and our defending is nowhere near where it should be. And 16 games into a season, although we've seen some progress and the balance has tried to, it sometimes it has got to be, has become a bit more balanced, and the balance on the pitch is has been right in a couple of these games. It's not consistent enough, and we keep beating ourselves because we are not good enough defensively, and we still do not do enough team defending. And because we don't do enough team defending, and because we shoot ourselves in the foot with our poor defense, we end up losing games we could have drawn or won, and we end up drawing games we should have won. And I just do not understand why the board is not looking at the defending. And it seems to me that there are people on the board who are in denial about where the issues on the pitch are. And, I've seen this in Watford forums, particularly Watford fora, particularly on the social media channels of Watford Football Club, having guests on who are telling us that the all areas of the pitch are the problem at Watford, and or where there needs to be more investment. And that couldn't be more different from what I see as a Watford fan. There is not a question of any other investment but defensively. I mean, the forwards are accounted for. There are more than a surplus of midfielders. We've got 8 different midfielders at least. And our defending is shambolic, and our defense is not strong enough. And we've got lots of defensive injuries. And we've got two defenders who were in the championship last season. In fact, all of that back line was in the championship last season, except for Danny Rose. And we are nowhere near championship level. at this moment with this defending. And defending wise, in the championship, we conceded 30 goals last year, and I don't know last season. I don't know whether the board felt that we could go with the same defense because they conceded only 30 goals. The championship and the Premier League are two different animals. And so I don't know why there would be very little invested in defending when it's very clear that in the Premier League, if you need to survive, if you want to survive, defending has got to be your avenue. I don't know. I don't know what else to say, and this may not be the most articulate formation that I have given on this Orns WFC YouTube channel, but I think it's because I'm exasperated by this problem. And I have to say that the problem is that the board has not done enough to look at defense. They have neglected defense, and I'm very concerned. I think that Scott Duxbury cares about Watford Football Club. I know he cares about Watford Football Club. I know he does. I met him briefly at an awards dinner that Watford had a few years ago. The man seems sincere and genuine to me. He is very passionate about this football club and what its standing is in the community, and he's done a very good job with that. Gino has recognized that. He's kept that tradition, the family club, the community club, the club that cares about people and treats people humanely and with great respect and welcomes them in as a part of the Watford family. He does care. I think they both do care. But what I am very worried about at the minute is where the club is going in terms of what its product is on the pitch, because you can't hope to have success in the Premier League and not spend anything on defense at all, or at least not invest in defense. I think every Watford fan who's being honest knows that this club has neglected its defense. And if you are not investing in your defense, then you are preparing to fail. You're totally preparing to fail. And I am very concerned. Now, look, even if Watford were to win against Burnley, this does not take care of the long range problem. And I want to really see what happens in January. That is really where our season, I think, could be made or broken, is by the investments or lack thereof in January. I really do hope that the board does watch this video. They probably won't, but I would just like to say to the board, if you are watching, if it's you, Scott, or you, Gino, first I want to thank you very much for all the things again that you are doing at this club to reaffirm its standing in Watford and beyond, and globally, as a club that really cares and looks out for people. There's no club on earth that cares about people more than Watford Football Club does. And in large part, after the likes of Graham Taylor and Elton John, it's down to people like you who continue to keep that tradition going. And I think that you must be commended for that. But as a Watford fan, as I have been for so many years now, for many, many decades, my concern is what is being done on that pitch and where we're going defensively and what our structure is on that pitch, because Ranieri is not the problem here. And I am concerned that if you're not doing anything in January, you could be announcing relegation for us. And I would hate to think that you believe that that is the idea here. I don't think you are that cynical or craven. And I think that you are people who know football and that you know what is required. All I would like to know is, why haven't you spent or invested on defending? Why have you invested so much in midfield and so much in attack, but nothing, virtually nothing in defense? I may not ever get an answer to that question, but I hope that in January, whatever you have done or not done in the past summer transfer window, I do hope you make up for that next month, because next month is going to be critical for us on the pitch and off the pitch. And I really do hope, and I really trust that you will invest in defending, because it's very obvious and clear to the Watford world out here that defenders are needed, and it would go a long way towards securing another Premier League season for Watford FC. Thank you.